challenge now is a couple of things. One is I'm standing in between the guys and the lunch. And the other one is already Avinash and Manish have already spoken few things, and you'll find it few things overlapping, pictures, words, frames. So what I'll try to limit in the next 20 minutes is possibly, probably on a very broad basis. I also happen to be the Vice President for Public Relations Council of India. And I probably will touch upon very broadly, because I don't want to get into specific activities and campaigns, which I think Avinash has dealt a great deal already as an agency. So I think probably I'll just focus my talk more on media, communication, messaging, technology on a very broad basis, and what's happening in the rural market as far as I understand. Already find some people already scooted out. Just shows that I'm really standing between lunch and you guys. I will first talk about the challenges what we're facing in the rural marketing communication, and then of course we have challenges and opportunities as well. But when it comes to challenges, probably we can look at the first the foremost would be the social conditions and the backward conditions that we're facing. The pictures that I'm showing, of course, photo credit goes to respective owners of the photographs. In any case, just depict. It's really not the the campaign part of the pictures or whatever it is. But just you need to, as a communication planner in any company that you're doing, whether it's a CSR related or marketing or customer communication or the service communication that you do it, first and foremost consideration would be simply not the same. It's simply not the same. It's a huge divide, and I'm sure everybody will agree that divide is in terms of both in terms of the perception of the technology, the messaging that we need to. If you look at urban scenarios or the television ads that we're making, I would say 90% of the ads that are being telecasted through televisions by corporates and other things, it simply wouldn't land a message in the rural sector. I'm sure you'll agree to that. Possibly there are different reasons why because the audience is probably not in the rural markets. But if you ever wanted someone to grasp a very fast moving ad in an urban scenario, and you expect the same thing to be kind of perceived by a rural audience, I think it's simply impossible today. The other thing is the mass media. Now you have different situations. You have even digital TV, the dish TVs entering into rural markets. Of course, it's not on a every home basis, but you have community TVs, community radios. And then, of course, I don't say that people have started picking up newspapers in the rural sector and already reading it and going through your ads and for you to understand, reach out to your, product message and other things. So the relevance of mass media is something still in doubt. But I would say the televisions and radios have started connecting better than a print media. You still face in the rural markets the grip of a very strong country shops. These point of purchase, point of sale, still are points where you can advertise, reach out to the audiences. Otherwise, you put out a huge, can you think about a huge hoarding out somewhere in the rural center and expect people to read it? People can't even read it. Half of them can't even read it, what it is there. And the picture, what has to communicate, is something different. So the point of sale is still a very important thing. The communication plans that you're going to do, which has to fit into the country shop, the country shops scenario. Whatever communication collaterals that you're going to produce is also have to fit into these country shops. The other one is also the price sensitivity. You might find it that whatever your product you want to sell, I mean, there was a time probably you wanted to see cars. You don't have automobile sectors. The automobile sectors are very, very strongly pervaded into the rural markets and probably one of the industries. Of course, you have the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industries have already made inroads as well. There are plenty of other retail businesses and corporations which have never ventured into it for various reasons. So one of the biggest reasons is price sensitivity. If your product price and the cost is very high, then there is no way that the consumer will buy that. And if your products are much lesser, then your messaging, your communication, your marketing plans all have to fit into that budget. It can't exceed it. And as Avinash was saying, sometimes the rural marketing campaigns are extremely costly, and it doesn't become cost effective.